Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Kristen White, clinical psychologist and mom of 3, and this is the Mom Degree, where we provide support and tools to help women feel less crazy and be more effective in their role as moms. So if you're following along, we are continuing in our new series on parenting today, and we're going to build a little bit and kind of tangent off of what we talked about last time in terms of attuning to our kids. But I got to tell you guys up front, this today, what I'm going to talk about seems like really simple. And the first time I heard about it, I was in graduate school. I didn't have any kids. And I thought, yeah, that's cool. It seems kind of like common sense. It seems kind of simple. Like, yeah, that's valuable, but whatever. There's got to be more complex, useful things. Now that I have kids, I think this right here, what I'm going to tell you today, is the single most useful thing about parenting I learned in grad school so far. Okay, that could change. My kids are little, but I'm not kidding. It is ridiculously simple, but that's why when simple things work, that's the power and miracle of them, right? That they're simple and they work. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's genius, not just because it tastes good, but because it's so easy. If it took an hour to make peanut butter and jelly, it wouldn't be so genius, right? So simple doesn't mean wrong or stupid. If simple and it works, hallelujah. Okay, so don't dismiss it because it's simple like me. You'll be missing out. Okay, so basically, what we're talking about today is parenting through positive energy, okay? And this is based on the fact that we're going to get really sneaky with this in a minute, so don't go away. This is based on the fact that your kids want your attention. They want your energy. We know that as parents, right? And so they will do whatever it takes to get it. And whenever they get your attention, they'll do more of that to get your attention. So if they don't get your attention until they're doing something stupid or hitting each other or whatever, then they'll do more hitting because that's when they get your attention. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to try to get away from some of that waiting until they act out. And we want to provide tons and tons of positive energy. And basically what we're doing when we're providing that positive energy is we're affirming our kids, we're showing them we see them, and we're trying to get them to continue on this track. But there's so much more. You just wait. Okay, so we're going to start basic, and then we're going to go a little more advanced. And seriously, guys, this is amazing. All right. So first, what we do, I'm going to give you a couple like specific practical steps of providing this positive energy. This doesn't necessarily mean telling your kids constantly they're doing a great job or whatever. That's fine, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about here. So the very first step to providing positive energy, which is kind of what overlaps with the last video, is just using your words and even your nonverbals, your eye contact, your, whatever, your touch, to just show your kids that you see them and that they're there when they're doing whatever. So this can be as simple as like, oh, these are all going to be little kid examples, sorry. Oh, Guy, I see you playing with your trucks. That's positive energy. It's not saying, oh, you're doing amazing. That's good too. But it's just saying, I see you. I see what you're doing, and it's worth me pausing and giving you attention. And you don't have to start throwing things across the room before I'll do that. So this can be you're sitting next to them and you're engaging, but this can also be you're in the kitchen or you're doing laundry, and while you're passing by, you just make those comments. Oh, I see you playing with your doll, and I see you playing with your truck. Okay, so this just shows them, I see you, I'm with you, I'm giving you my attention now. But it gets so much better. So for little kids, really little, like babies, toddlers, this provides an important function also of helping them basically build their language. So if I say, I see you playing with your yellow truck, I just taught him what yellow and truck are, right? He's not going to learn it the very first time, but he starts to pick up on that. And so just kind of think about this as like narrating, like imagine you're the narrator off to the side and you're going to describe what the kid is doing to someone who can't see it. That can be positive attention. And there can be, oh, I like how you're playing gently. We'll get to that. But it doesn't all have to be like affirming. It's just providing your words and your attention to say, I see what you're doing, and you're giving them language. Okay. Now, here's where we start to get a little more advanced. One of the things that you can notice is also their emotion. Okay, so kids are not born with the ability to identify their emotions, name it, know how to deal with it. It's just this, I just feel icky right now, right? They can't even say that. So you can also say things like, I see you frowning, and and you notice how my tone of voice changes. I wasn't doing that intentionally, but this is where, again, you use not only your words, but your nonverbals. I see you frowning, even my facial expression, I'm noticing. I didn't realize how much that changes when I do this. All right, sorry, back on track. I see you frowning, and I imagine that you're upset. You're feeling frustrated or you're feeling sad or whatever seems appropriate, right? So now I'm not only saying I see you, but I'm also saying, here is a name for your emotion. I'm helping my kids label their emotions, which is a huge important skill. There's adults that don't know how to do this. And we can take it a step farther. I see you frowning and I imagine you might be sad. And I think maybe you might want a hug. Would you like a hug? So I didn't wait for my son to get frustrated and start throwing things across the room. Before he got to that point, if I could catch it, trust me, he does that sometimes. But before he got to that point, I said, here's what you're feeling. I'm going to help you label that emotion. And I'm going to make a suggestion about an appropriate way to deal with it. Not in an ordering, come here, do this, but just in a, I'm just narrating in a way that helps him learn what he's experiencing and how to respond to it. That is huge, you guys. I'm serious. If you take nothing else, that's huge. But it gets better. It gets better, seriously. Okay, the other place you can take this, which again is kind of building, is notice how I said, and I imagine you might want to hug. Basically what we're doing there is we're not only saying, I see and I value what you're doing, but we're kind of shaping their behavior. You can use this to shape behavior. And what you do there, first of all, you look for successes, times when they're doing things right, and you affirm that. So, wow, I like how you guys are just playing together right now. Oh, I just saw you share. That was awesome. I love it when you guys share with each other. Guy, I love how you're listening and staying close to mommy and I'm not having to chase you across the field right now. Right? So we're just looking for times that they're doing things we want them to do, whatever it is that we value. Hey, I love how you were brave and you tried something new. These are all recent examples. So tried new was going in the beach. Lizzie, I know you don't like the flavor of this toothpaste, and I appreciate you not whining or fighting me on it. I mean, these are silly things, but I'm not waiting for the negative times and then parenting and stepping in and chastising. I'm finding the good times and say, yes, yes, this is where you get my energy. Do more of this. And this is why this is so powerful to me, guys, because I can't tell you, I feel like I haven't spent nearly as much time as I thought I would, or as some parents do, on teaching things like sharing, manipulating it. And, hey, you have to share it. We have those moments, don't get me wrong, but I feel like just by doing the positive, they hear, oh, this is good. Oh, I like this energy. I like this attention. And they do it more. Not perfectly, not all the time, but more. It goes so far. You don't want to nag. You don't want to fight them. They don't want that either. And this goes so far to eliminate the need for some of that negative energy, right? My son, I think I might have said this before, I don't feel like I spent nearly as much time teaching him to not run off. He's 2. He has his moments, but generally he's pretty good about staying with me and listening when I say, yes, you can go there. No, you can't. I need you back. Some of that might be temperament, but a lot of it is from the very first. It was like, okay, I'm going to let you out of the stroller if you listen. And then when he did, oh, I love how you're listening. This is excellent. This is so good, right? And if he didn't, then we don't just ignore it. Right? Sometimes if it's something we can't ignore, but it's not like we don't have any negative energy, but we try to keep that calm and we try to keep that kind of more mellow, right? So the excitement, the energy goes behind the positive. And when they act out, it's like, oh, you broke the rule. You knew that if you ran off, you'd have to ride in the stroller now. So you have to ride in the stroller now, right? So the energy comes with the good stuff. And then we just set rules and limits. And when they break them, it's like, oops, okay, now you're in timeout, right? So they want our energy. So we give them our energy for the good stuff. And we just keep the negative stuff real simple. I don't do this perfect all the time, but we try to. And this is so effective. Okay, now I know I'm coming to the end. I knew this one was going to be impossible in 10 minutes. Here's one more thing I want to say about this though. When you're looking for those successes, you want to lower the bar. So there's the analogy of teaching like Shamu and whales, like at SeaWorld. I know that's controversial, but teaching them to jump over the poles, right? They don't just put the pole 10 feet out of the water and wait for them to jump over it. They'd never do it. So the way they train them is they start with it on the very bottom of the pool, and every time the fish accidentally swims over it, every time the whale accidentally swims over it, they give them a fish. They raise it a little bit. Every time they swim over it, they give them a fish. They raise it a little bit, fish, right? So and eventually to the top of the water and out of the water. But by then the whale's got it. When I go over this pole, I get a fish. And it's a little within their reach because we don't go from the bottom to 10 feet up, right? It's step by step. We want to use the same principle with kids. We know this when it comes to like potty training, right? We don't just say like, go pee and then I'll reward you. We reward them for sitting on the toilet. We reward them for telling us if they have to go, even if they have an accident in the middle of the floor and they don't make it. Not when they're 5, but when they're learning, right? We set the bar really low at first and we reward and praise when they do that right. And as they get that, then we raise it a little bit. We raise it a little bit, right? So this, you want to do this with this praise and use it to shape the behavior you want. So if they already do something awesome, great. But even if they're not there yet, if they take one step towards it, you can praise that. So if you want your kid to come home, put their backpack away, I don't know, go change their clothes or put their shoes away and then come in and sit down at the table and do their homework, you could get into a million battles over and over because they don't do that exact sequence. Or you could try to get rid of some of that energy and just start with the very first thing. So the first thing they were supposed to do is come in and go put their shoes away. So when they walk towards their room, I love that you're going to your room. I bet you're going to put your shoes away, right? And then we help them with the next step. And once they got that down, we let that go. They know to put their shoes away. Now it's like, I love that you put your shoes away. Now let's work on changing your clothes. Or now I see you getting out your clothes, right? So we set the bar low and we just praise and praise as we shape them to more positive behavior. I know I'm over you guys, but I don't care. This is such good stuff. I'm serious. It is so simple and it is so powerful because you don't want to nag. I don't want to nag. You don't want to yell all day. I don't either. So look for the positive and affirm that, and you will be amazed at how far that can take you. It takes time, takes consistency, but wow, what a way to shape behavior that is just better for everyone. I could go on for another 20 minutes about this, but I'm going to stop. But here's your mom challenge. I want you to pick one kid, one area you want to work on. That's 2 fingers, but one thing with one child, and I want you to apply this. So if you really want your kid to stop hitting, then think about, okay, you're going to affirm them whenever they get frustrated and they don't hit. You can even affirm them because they hit once and not twice. Hey, I love how when mommy stepped in, you were able to redirect and you didn't hit anymore. That's lowering the bar, right? You start where they start. And then it's, I love how you started to hit and then you stopped. I love how you did this instead, right? So you lower the bar, but I want you to pick one area to work on. Think about what would be a success that's within their reach and start looking for it and praising it. And as they get that, raise it a little bit. Again, you can set boundaries, you can set limits, but tell them what they are when they're all calm and just enforce it with an oops. Calm, right? And the positive, the good goes, yes, you did it. This one little thing, right? So that, and you look for times they're not hitting, even if they're, hopefully, if they're frustrated and not hitting, that's great. But even if they're happy, I love how you're just playing and not hitting right now, right? Whatever, lower the bar, guys, and praise and shape there. And it feels so much better for everyone than all the negative. Okay, seriously, try this. Seriously. I know it's simple, but it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's simple and genius. All right. Enough said. Much love and many blessings. Until next time, let me know how this goes. Post your comments, post your ideas, I think this is crazy. Until next time on the Mom Degree. Thanks, guys.